Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. I am back with your weekly update. Just a couple of points to make this week. One is a quick reminder when you're bringing your own pets in as an employee, you have to remember to follow all the same rules that clients do. So if you're bringing them for a procedure, you need to arrive during the designated time, fill out all the forms, make sure that you sign everything. You have to give us consent for everything, even though you're an employee and even though you're giving verbal consent. Very important that we do those things. You want your pet to be treated as a client's pet, so you have to act as a client in order to get that. That's kind of the rhythm for that one. This also includes making sure that we as team members who are treating employee pets, that we follow all those same rules back. Charging has not been an issue, definitely not one that I'm discussing at this point, but just making sure that we're posting records, completing notes, that kind of thing. And then team members, remember that if you are going to utilize Trupanion Insurance as payment for your services, that you need to submit your own claims, and that needs to be done within 24 hours. So just bringing all that together, just make sure that if you're in the position of a client instead of a team member bringing your own pet, act as the clients act and follow the same rules that we enforce with clients. And team members, if you're in the position of caring for a coworker's pet who's the client at that moment, you be the team member and follow all those same rules. If we keep our hats straight, it goes flawlessly as usual. So just quick reminder on that part. Also, as a reminder regarding grooming, this is not a service that we can do on the spot, and I know a lot of clients really wish that from us, and maybe we'll work our way back there one day. But at this point, our groomers' schedules are pretty much filled every day. They do have waiting lists, not only for the mobile unit, but for grooming in-house too. Clients can wait 2, 3, 4 weeks, sometimes beyond, to get a spot. So be really cautious of that when you're offering grooming to a client, or when a client asks for that you qualify exactly what they're looking for. If they're looking for a haircut, you're talking about that kind of wait. But baths and nail trims and a lot of times just quick little sanitary clippings of like cleaning up the fur on the paws or the potty areas, those can be done the same day. And they'll just kind of fall in the work order of that day. My personal stance is I find it best to turn that kind of thing over to the customer care team, who's going to settle them into the right point on the schedule, because they're really great at that. Just make sure if you're starting that conversation with the client that you qualify exactly what their needs are to set everybody up for success, and kind of earmark in your mind that there's going to be a wait list for a haircut, which is what we would call grooming. All right, perfect. The next thing that I wanted to go over, just kind of something that's been on my mind that I wanted to draw our attention to. We're here a little over halfway through the Good to Great movement of 2019, and I was thinking about the way that we are promoting products and the way that we're promoting services. When you give clients facts and figures about parasiticides or treatments, and you're trying to sell something, if you get so caught up in the facts and the figures and the statistics, you really lose the emphasis of our core values and the personal care, and you take on that salesmanship that a lot of us really cringe at. However, we don't really know another way to do it. Well, here's one. Here's a technique I want you to try. I kind of compare us to a car salesperson at this point, so follow me on this. If I go to buy a car and the salesperson wants to explain to me how the engine works, I'm thinking the whole time, I don't really care how it works. I just care that it works. And when I'm buying a car, I just want an engine that works, and I want seat warmers or whatever. So focus on the things that you know are going to be important to someone. What's important to a pet owner about the parasite prevention is how easy it is to use. And what makes that an anchoring belief system that they're going to buy that from you is how personal you make that. So if you wanted to tell somebody how easy a product is to use, to administer, to give, how tasty the treat is, you have to make it personal, and there's no better way to do that than sharing how that product has worked for you and your pet. We give you samples of many of the products on our shelves, and if not, borrow a team member's story and say, hey, I don't have a dog, I have a cat, but my coworker who has a dog, they rave about how easy it is to administer this dog product. And this is what they say, or I've seen them give it and this is how it works. Or I've had dozens of clients give me feedback that their pet really enjoys this and that it's so easy and that it's so effective. And this is how we know that it works. So taking that emphasis to me is like when the car salesman drops all the crap about how the engine works and they tell me that they personally drive this vehicle and these are some of the features that they enjoy. That makes me want to enjoy those same features, and it makes it very relatable to me, versus the statistics or all the science doesn't really do it for me. Now, there are people who do appreciate the statistics and the science, but one thing about those people is if you're not giving them the stats and the science and all those details, they're going to ask you for it. So you can still be ready and you still know those things and kind of have them on reserve, but don't make that your lead. This does not just apply to selling parasiticides and heartworm prevention and those kind of things. This goes for selling treatments like teeth cleaning services. This goes for promoting our resort services. If you lead with the heavy list of all the features of something, people sometimes get lost in that. Simplicity is something that is really, really valued in today's society, and a lot of times it's just under-delivered. So let's be better about delivering that and really come with a simple approach. Sometimes people just want to do something because we do it and because we're the experts in it, and so they're going to follow our lead, and we trust ourselves to lead them in the right way. So just make sure that you're that person and alter your approach. Try it out this week and see if you get a little bit different approach. I love leveraging our personal stories and experience because I feel like it gives a softer and warmer approach, but also it's quicker. It makes for a quicker sale. And again, it leaves time for people who want the details to ask for them, and those who don't, you get to move on to something else and tell them another personal story and really advocate for their pet a bit better that way. Okay, well, that's my 2 cents for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you watch your department update and head on to Humanity to complete the training. Thanks, y'all.